Yeah, it weighs an absolute ton.
Yeah.
Only it's
You saw the first one.
They say that witches can turn themselves into owls. So if you see an owl flying towards you, beware, it could be a witch. Of London, and made him king again, and invited his wife, our feisty heroine Margaret of Anjou, to come back from France with her son and run the kingdom. By now her son was 18 years old. You're seeing a Lancastrian scout galloping in front of you, bringing the word of what I'm about to unfold. The young son was 18 years old, Prince of Wales, and a hero in the making. The two of them plumes on his helmet, leading in the men of Devon to defend Queen Margaret and the House of Lancaster, taking their bowels. Margaret's army. And those of you on the left will see the Earl of Devon march by. And those of you on the right can see the Queen herself and her bodyguard and entourage. And walking beside the Queen, her 18-year-old son, the Prince of Wales, with his 3 ostrich plumes on his helmet, the symbol of the Prince of Wales to this very day, the symbol of Prince William. And there is slim, so beautiful and elegant figure of Queen Margaret herself, with her French bodyguard from Anjou. Anjou! Anjou! Vive la reine! Long live Lancaster! And here comes the centre of Lancaster's army behind her, led by a grizzled veteran in black and white, drawing his sword to salute you in the crowd. Those on the left will see them all come by in a moment. This is Lord Wenlock, a shrewd man, a veteran of politics and war, but somebody who's changed sides a little bit too often for those who've remained loyal to Margaret to be totally sure of him. And those of you on the very far right will now see the final part of Lancaster's army begin to march in. What happened on the 3rd of May as these men were marched to Tewkesbury is they settled down exhausted before the night.
It's so damn hard.
Upon the hills to the south. Margaret had marched for her to get over the river. She had to turn and fight here at Tewkesbury the next day. And those of you on the far right can see the final part of the Queen's army coming in.
Keeping their spirits up, they've marched a very long distance in this very, very hot weather, and they are desperately trying to keep up their own spirits, knowing that at the end of this, as the ferry is not running, which they've just had news of, that was their galloper that just went up, but they are going to have to make camp for the night and then face a much fresher army in the morning. Now, the Yorkists have come a long distance, but they are a much better organised army. They have had the time to squirrel away some of the abandoned artillery pieces.
A true knight in armour, but also rash, a gambler, with a high temper.
A pox on the house of York!
One of Margaret's most loyal and devoted and powerful supporters, leading in his men from the West Country. The right wing.
Oh God, and Lancaster!
Extremely loyal, quiet, efficient, and ever so slightly dull men. Men whom you can depend upon to hold a position. And
There is the Royal Standard of England in the centre, with King Edward himself gathering his bodyguard around him.
Turn to salute you, the crowd, as the two great generals, I'm giving Margaret that title, meet.
This is a Parley, an attempt to avert.
There's quite a lot of handguns on the Yorkist side, and these, you know, if you talk to most gunners, they will say, because the barrels aren't rifled, they're not particularly accurate. They are accurate enough, particularly when they're volley firing like this. They will put a hole in you, in the man behind you, and his horse. Forward, and actually start this fight today. Oh, did you hear? That was in a roller quinn. That is my favourite artillery piece in the entire world.
Has held his attack, and Somerset's troops, often an exhausted troops, are fighting themselves to a standstill. Against, meanwhile, both Somerset and Richard of Gloucester's divisions have rested. Somerset's come forward to challenge Richard, and it's now Richard's turn to lead his battalion forward to menace Somerset, even while the Prince of Wales is
Gonna go taunting is sometimes just taunting. Oh, hello, what's going on here?
Well, it looks as if we actually have a parley between Somerset and Richard of Gloucester. Richard younger, slighter, the two dukes, Gloucester and Somerset, neighbouring counties.
Oh, busting chest.
Arguing with each other, insulting each other, threatening each other. And now, inevitably works with these three divisions actually fighting. And Somerset is proving my point by leading for his division once again, and the entire Lancastrian army is attacking at once. This was the first properly coordinated Lancastrian attack, with the entire Lancastrian line moving up and engaging simultaneously, the way that it should have done right at the beginning.
All the while the archers are just keeping up the harassing hail of arrows going. The longbow is still one of the primary weapons of war. Later, all men training to their children, they have to do so by law. So we have a nation where half of the people were very, very good at shooting a bow. They say at the very last battle of the Wars of the Roses, the Battle of Stone Fields, the corpses on the field were so thickly studded with arrows they resembled hedgehogs. It's funny to hear. This is like a fairly well-managed battle. This one goes to us. In the middle, it looks like a mock pit. It is really all going on over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, are real combats, because these people coming out are the best sword users in the society that's reenacting for you. And they're going to win honour by showing their skill to use and trying to defeat each other. So like a
I think he's dead as well. I think the jugular cutting it. No time something. Someone there getting on to royal livery, taking on the horsemen. They're taking on King. King is one of the confusion of the battlefield. Oh, do we have a winner? That's interesting.
Most unusually, the two champions closest to our crowd line have decided to call it a draw. They went at it so hard against each other that neither could win. This is very rare.
I think the Northern Ragdoll retainer there was saying that his man actually won, but he's got such a thick accent I couldn't understand him.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Hey, if you enjoyed the Battle of Tewkesbury and watching the video, or if you went down, then why don't you go down to the best medieval reenactment in the world, which is at the Battle of Evesham on the 1st to the 3rd of August. That's 3 days, where there's going to be a night's tournament on the Friday. There's 2 battles on the Sunday, where they do the Battle of Lewis and the Battle of Evesham, and on the Saturday, I don't know why I've done it in that order, that's dumb. But on the Saturday, there's the parade in the morning and then the Battle of Evesham in the afternoon. So you get to enjoy 3 battles and some tournament fighting and a parade if you come down for the whole 3-day event. There's also Tony Robinson, you know, the guy from Blackadder and Time Team and a bunch of other stuff as well, I'm sure. He's going to be there doing a talk, which is pretty cool. And there's also going to be a bunch of like historical authors there as well doing talks, as well as I think some like concerts as well. There's there's literally everything there this year. They've gone mad with it. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough. So yeah, laters.